Hey guys, it's August. I don't usually do things like this, but I'm going to start doing some different stuff on my YouTube channel. Stuff that, a lot of other people on YouTube like to do, but I like to watch some of these videos, and I kind of want to do it myself. So I'm out here at the Whitechapel Memorial Gardens in Springfield, Missouri. We're going to take a look at some of the graves out here. There's several interesting and fascinating ones. And there's actually one famous person that's buried in here. There's some police cars patrolling too. I think that's a cop right up ahead, but I can't tell. There's a cop parked over by the entrance. They are building the new Greene County not Sheriff's Department, the new Greene County Jail out here. Bad placement if you ask me, because the airport is literally right across the street, and there's an elementary school just down the road too, but whatever. So yeah, we're going to take a look at some of the graves out here. You all know who Willie Nelson is, famous country singer. And this was one of his wives, Shirley Nelson. She kept her last name. She died in 2010. She was on several singles that he put out, and some of them are kind of well known. I don't remember what the names are off the top of my head, but she sang on some of them. And she also used to have a show in Branson. You guys have probably heard of Branson, but if you haven't heard of Branson, think of old people retirement area, cheap Las Vegas, family-friendly Las Vegas with 10 Elvis impersonators, 20 Johnny Cash impersonators, and they call it the country show capital of the USA or whatever. I grew up there, so not too fond of it, but this is where one of his ex-wives are buried, and they remained friends after they divorced. They divorced because she found out he was cheating on her and had another kid outside of wedlock with another woman. And so they divorced, but she remained, I think she still toured with him for a while, and in 2009 they released a book together. So the year before she died. So the next grave we're going to is almost where we kind of started the video. But this one has an important message that you guys should listen to, because suicide isn't funny, and neither is depression. And in February, I think it was February the 16th, if I remember correctly, 2021, here in Springfield, a 13-year-old named Keegan Garrison committed suicide. Only 13, and he went to an elementary, it was technically not an elementary school, but I think it's called an elementary school. Don't remember the name of it. You can look it up. He was being bullied, and the school had reports of it, and they did nothing. And apparently he wasn't the only kid at that school that was getting bullied, and the school didn't do anything about it, and he just felt like there was nothing else to do, so he was found dead by his sister. There's a heartbreaking video of his sister giving an interview on KY3, the local news station. Don't be a bully. He was being bullied. He felt like there was no other way out. So the truth of the matter is, don't be bullied. Don't be a bully, and don't be a jerk. You never know what your words are going to say, or what the words you say are going to do. And he was told time and time again, apparently, to go kill himself. And finally, one day, he had enough of it, and he finally went and did it. He doesn't have a stone yet. I came out here the day that he was buried, actually. I saw his obituary and said that he was going to be buried out here on, I think it was February. It was like a week or so after I came out here. When I came out here, they were still actually putting dirt right here. So I waited a little bit and I came over here and paid my respects. But don't be a bully, and if you feel suicidal, please call the suicide hotline or talk to somebody you know or trust. Talk to a mental health official or a doctor or somebody. I've looked up this woman's obituary before, but it's been a while. This is the grave of Leanne Eliza Selkirk and her baby. If I remember correctly, they died in a car wreck. And I don't remember how far along she was with her baby, but unfortunately they both passed away. Couldn't find any information online about how she died. This is Sandra Deep, born 1970, died 2001. Couldn't find any obituary or anything. I also couldn't find anything really on her phone. There's a phone book for it, but it doesn't really say anything. This is the grave of Justin Atchison. That stone is brand new. That stone wasn't there even a month ago or 2 months ago. He was a coach at the Willard High School, which is about 10 miles out of Springfield, west of Springfield. And he died on opening day of firearm season 2018. They say that he tripped and fell while he was walking and his gun went off and he accidentally killed him. His father found him later after receiving a text. September 27th, 1994 to November 10th, 2018. Before this stone was put in, just that black hatch symbol was there, so this is a very new stone. I was just out here last month and it wasn't there. This is relatively fresh. Let's see, who does it say? That doesn't say who is located here, I don't think. Yeah, no. But there's another one that's right here too. Gotta be careful not to look too weird because people come through here. Here's a grave of a baby, Daniel William Decker, March 29th, 1989 to September 10th, 1989. There's a lot of graves out here that are babies. A lot of stones that look just like this as well. But out of all the babies that are buried out here, this one's probably the saddest to me because I know her mother. It's the grave of Elizabeth Grace Shum, June the 6th, 2004. I'm a co-worker of her mother's. She was a very sweet woman. You know, it breaks my heart to see babies out here. It's just so sad. So this grave has an interesting story to it. I don't know exactly everything. It's been a while since I've read the obituary and read news articles, but the story is that she lived in if you look up her name, you'll find the whole news story. Her name is Twilla Jane Doring Wiley, May 28, 2002 to August the 7th, 2003. She was found dead in a park, I think in Illinois. And it was staged to look like a suicide. However, it was later discovered that her husband and her brother had done it and staged it as a suicide. She was also pregnant. I think I had read somewhere she was just a couple months pregnant. This cemetery is pretty big. It's got over 10,000 interments out here. Once again, this is called Whitechapel Memorial Gardens. It's just outside of Springfield, literally right by the airport. So, in October of 1975, a 9-year-old girl named Shirley Jane Rose was walking home, and I think from her grandmother's place. She was walking, I think along Scenic, it might have been Lombard, actually, in Springfield, and she was abducted. Her body was found in December of that same year. Two months after she was kidnapped. The man who found it was, I think, one of the landowners, and he was just walking along his land when he, I don't remember if he saw her foot sticking out of the ground or if it was part of her rib cage. I don't remember. It was apparently evident that animals were trying to get to her. Her murder is still unsolved to this day. There's a whole podcast about her murder. It's called The Toll. Toll. It's very good. It's hosted by Nancy Simpson, who works here at one of the radio stations in Springfield, one of the country, I think it's KTTS. Very good podcast. I recommend it. But this is her grave right here. Her murder is still unsolved to this very day. It's been just over 45 years now. And if you know anything about her murder, which 45 years later might sound unlikely, but you never know. There's people out there that might know stuff. Please contact the Greene County Sheriff's Department or the Springfield Police Department. I'm sure they would love your information. Next to Shirley Jane Rose is a brick for her mother and another brick for her brother. Her mother passed away in 2002. It's said that her mother was involved in drugs, and the rumor is that her mother had drug debt and that Shirley Jane Rose was the payment. But that's never been proven. What they do know is that she was apparently into marijuana at the very least, which is still no excuse for killing a little girl. And I think her mother's ashes are here, but I'm not for sure. Same with her brother. I don't know if his ashes are right there. I want to say for sure that her mother's ashes are there. Another interesting story about her murder, and I'd just like to clarify, I'm not really a fan of the paranormal. I don't believe in paranormal stuff, but there's a video on the Toll Podcast's YouTube channel. It's very intriguing. The owners of the DeLong Plumbing and the DeLong Plumbing building here in Springfield, that used to be her house. So they say it's haunted. They say the doors will shut, things will turn on. If you're in the upstairs closet or something, where they keep all their paperwork, the door will shut and won't open. You have to have somebody come in and open it for you. There's a very creepy video online of their storage basement where supposedly her ghost is there. And you can see clear as day there's something there. It's glowing green, and it looked like she's wearing a red blouse with like a white, like collared undershirt, which is actually what she commonly wore. Very creepy video. If you guys are into that stuff, you can find it online at the Toll Podcast's YouTube channel. Like I said, I'm not really a big fan of the paranormal. That all creeps me out. I don't really believe in the paranormal either, but there's something about that makes me think maybe, maybe there's something else that we just can't explain. But this is the grave of Shirley Jane Rose. Like I said, if you have any information, please call the Greene County Sheriff's Department and the Springfield Police Department. Her body was found on some private land just outside of McDaniel Lake, which is just north of Springfield. And her body was found 2 months after she disappeared. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and head out of here. But thank you guys for watching. I know that this is pretty bare bones. It's nothing fancy. This is actually the first time I'm ever doing a cemetery video for YouTube. Now, I've done live streams before on my Facebook and Instagram and stuff, but this is the first time I'm ever doing a YouTube video. So I know it's not that great, but it is what it is. If you guys liked it, then hit the like button, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, etc. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And I'll be doing another one of these pretty soon. So, thank you.